out to you, you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you and you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you.
Hello world. Yeah, I've been there before. On the edge of the ledge. Eyes focused on floor. I've grown a lot since then. Lost love and found more. Trying to be a better me. Quit smoking Newports.
Welcome back. It's a Friday night. You know what it is. It's extra toppings.
Hot mess.
I have to sing, huh, Shrew?
Hot mess. Hot mess.
You know, if I could sing, it'd be over.
What would you sing?
I would sing, I can tell you.
What's good? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Extra Toppings on this Friday night. Gonna have some fun. Weather in the tri-state area is popping in the wrong direction. Everybody walking around bucky naked and still hot. It's crazy out here. But you know what? We would be complaining if it was like freezing cold.
Oh, I'd rather be hot than cold.
See, hey, no problem. They the good. How's everybody doing today? We're gonna have some fun today. Those of you just tuning in for the very first time, this is Extra Toppings with the lovely Erica Money Williams and me, Truth. Where we put our own little spin on way of doing current events, hot topics that catch our eye. I'm not saying, catches everyone's eye, because there's things we talk about that other people don't talk about. But we will be discussing things that other people talk about, but obviously we put our own spin on it. How you doing today, young lady?
I'm good. I missed my hair appointments with the great at Divine Hair Care and Hacksack. I want in at like 4:45. She's like, oh, we're going to have to reschedule you. I'm like, why? What happened? I'm only like 15 minutes late. She's like, your appointment was at 3:30. So I went to Esmeralda's and I promised the lady in Pagoda that I would shout her out. Because she saved me. Because I was looking like...
Who shot and done it?
Yeah, I can't even think of a word to describe it. But it's not Shalice's word. And then I left my makeup home, so I don't have to concealer. And I was hot and muggy, but I'm good. This is what I love to do, and I will do it no matter what.
Okay.
So I'm here, and it's good to be here as always. I do want to shout out Clyde for our show last week, which has gotten a lot of views, and I want to still encourage him. He wants to come back on the show.
Should have brought him with you today.
Yeah, I just told you I was running late. I went to my hair appointment an hour late.
Get his butt here early. He could have been here.
I have another person who has served about 10 years in prison, who wants to bring in how faith helped him. So, we did have a little discrepancy with Clyde in terms of him not believing so much. And we'll talk about that.
I guess from that standpoint, like me, like I won't step foot in the church now for any reason. But that doesn't mean I don't believe, I don't respect, I don't love, but from my standpoint, I've seen the ugly side of a church and religion. So it affected me from that standpoint to where I love, I fear, I respect, but I won't walk in the church.
Yeah, but every church is house.
Well, I'm not saying that because, all right, play like this. I'll sum it up for this way. To me, in my mind, and I'm saying for me, I'm not speaking for E or anybody else. I'm talking about for me and my experience I experience in life. Any preacher or pastor that takes money to preach is a hypocrite. That's just me.
I can explain why they take money.
There ain't no reason to explain. Everything they're supposed to do is off the same things that Jesus did. Jesus didn't take money. Jesus had a job.
Well, Jesus didn't have a church.
He had a job.
Had a rent.
Oh, he went back to it. Well, no. That's what the 10% is for, to take care of that and take care of the family. Not so the preacher can have a $3.5 million house and somebody can't afford to pay rent or didn't eat in 3 days.
Okay, so if you look at it, if your congregation,
Right.
and this was not planned, but this is
No, this is what we do. Yeah, this is what we do.
If your congregation, if you have 10,000 members,
Right.
right, and everybody gives $100 on
Right.
a certain day,
What is that? How much money you have?
$100,000.
All right, so you have mortgage,
Right.
utilities.
Yes.
How about you do a daycare for free daycare for your members?
But think about it, $400,000 because there's 4 Sundays in a month.
Right, so okay, so I said free care.
The preacher gets a salary.
Who?
How's he supposed to support his family?
By getting a fucking job.
Well, some have a job, and that's what I was going to say. Some have a job because their congregation may not be large, and a lot of them will still. I have a brother named Victor Brown who is dedicated to serve and to preach the word, no
Right.
matter whether there's a large congregation or not.
Yeah.
So you can't fault a preacher, a pastor, a reverend, who is a messenger, who gives a good message, who has an anointing, who people flock to see and hear,
Right.
because he has a lot of people coming. So
I'm not arguing the fact that he has a lot of people coming.
Right. So the more people you have, the more money you're gonna make on a Sunday. You still have to.
Which should go towards what?
It goes towards those things.
No, it should go towards the
They
congregation.
have a salary, and there are a lot of benevolence, different groups that they do. People, children in prison. My church in particular.
Right.
You know, they help children. It's called the Angel Tree, whose parents are in prison. Every Christmas, we donate gifts and they drop them off to all the.
Well, that's a wonderful thing. I'm not saying churches don't do good things. So what I'm saying is, you're doing that one day a year. There's still 300 and some other days in the year.
And they do things in the community.
Hey, and
go to the church and ask for
yeah, I'm
help.
good.
That's it. I mean, not.
No, I feel what you're saying.
I'm saying in general. People,
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of people don't know what the church actually does.
Yeah, they do help a lot of. Yeah, they help a lot of. I'm not saying they don't. I think it's a wonderful thing.
I'm not saying that there aren't churches that have some shady, crooked pastors and reverends. I'm not saying that. You have to know who you are listening to. It's just like TV. It's just like music. If you're getting the wrong message from the wrong person, that is going to affect you mentally.
Great.
So, I mean, some people go there and they realize that this man standing in the pulpit is a human being, and I don't ever worship the pastor like he's
Oh, of course,
God.
right, absolutely.
What I know is that sometimes you get, like I said, anointing. You get a message from God, and you have that relationship, and you can share the message.
Right.
Right. I've gotten sometimes I feel like I'm getting some, what is it called?
Subliminal? Oh, so you got me jacking it up.
Premonitions.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So wouldn't that be deja vu? Deja vu?
I've thought things. Deja vu is something that already happened and it happens again. Or you're in a state where you feel like this happened already. That's deja vu. But something that's a premonition is something that has not happened yet. And then it happens and you knew it was gonna happen. And I mean some of it.
So when so the lotto in the tri-state area, both of them was like over 100 mil. So I need you to premonition these numbers.
I've been trying.
You know?
It's so crazy. When I go to the grocery store, if I have $100 in my pocket, for some reason, and this is not a lie, and it has happened on numerous occasions, I can just shop and pick up stuff, and when I get to that register, it's exactly how much. Like, it's just this thing I have with numbers.
Right.
Like, it really just, I don't know. I'm in the zone. You know.
Well, get us these numbers that's gonna happen.
For me yet.
I see.
But segue into the fact that if church is doing what it's supposed to do for a person, it's not for everybody. Some people resort to drug use to find their happiness, right? Some people go to church on Sunday, they don't bother anybody, they pay their tithes or not, they give offerings when they do, and it fills them up. There's no void there.
Oh, great.
So
It's a euphoria experience being in like a house of worship. Like as soon as you walk through the door, it feels, you know, it feels spiritual, like different. No, I'm not taking that from you. I just don't feel that, you know, money should be taken. That's just me, like I said. But I'm not telling anyone. I'm not telling people not to go. That's what you believe in. Knock yourself out.
Like the president really
No, I understand. I understand. It tells you in the Bible what you're supposed to do with it.
And they decide how much salary the pastor's going to get and decisions that he doesn't make decisions on his own.
He goes there for the connections. No. But like I said, hey, that's for you. Go worship. It's a wonderful thing. Knock yourself out.
Everybody has their own definition of happiness.
Agreed.
That's how we ended last week's show.
Yeah.
Talking about what makes you happy, right? And some people clean, you know, non-harmful, non-violent things make them happy. But then we have our other people. Would you like to start the show with them? There are some people who unfortunately need children to sexually satisfy them. And 15 and 16-year-olds are just not enough. Was that a great segue?
Just a little bit.
Thank you.
Just a little bit.
Some people really are monsters, and they overindulge, and honestly, it takes over you, because at this point, R. Kelly, it's got to be, and I'm not excusing him by saying he's mentally ill, because that was a debate this week, how when this rich guy was going to start talking about him soon, you know, they say pedophilia is a disease. So that's excusing it. But I think that once you embellish and once you know, it's like those 7 deadly sins, you know, gluttony and greed. Those things become you and they take over you if you have no control over yourself. And I saw an Instagram video the other night of a guy, and I wish I had his name, who said when he sat down with his wife, who's now his wife, on the first date, and his girl, the girl he was interested in, told him, I'm going to be celibate until marriage. He was looking at her like, celibate? Like, I smash everything. Like, he was smashing everything. And he said, on the other hand, he said to himself, I'm going to marry this girl. And he disciplines himself to not have sex with her. He said he created, like, he never was so mentally strong and focused and successful when he was not having sex. And because the energy that he release, a lot of men who are just out here banging and smashing, they're losing their power because they're not able to focus on anything else but getting something. Like, it's a disease.
I'll let you know this. He was smashing something. It may not have been her. Ain't no man going like that without sex. It's not happening.
He said it.
I was before. Wait, you said that nigga lying. You're lying, homie.
Not lying.
You're lying, homie. And I think you good because you know you actually convinced her that you was. So
it's about discipline. I've done it myself. I've said to myself, I've deprived myself.
What's the longest you ever went? Exactly.
Let me think. I want to say
30 days.
Realistically
tops.
and honestly,
30 days.
I remember when I had my last breakup, which was in 2017 in March. Okay, that's the 3rd month, and then I just stayed to myself and everything. Does masturbating is not considered?
Yes, it is.
But that's not sexual intercourse.
Why not?
With someone.
You are someone, right?
I was abstinent.
You are someone,
I was abstinent until November. So that's 11 minus 3. What is that? 8 months. 8 months.
I don't think you believe it because you smile. Because I don't.
I wasn't doing anything. Listen,
I don't believe it.
This is what I'm telling you. And this is why I did it. And this is, let me tell you something.
I don't believe that.
From other things on purpose.
Oh, so you say you didn't put yourself in certain situations that would.
I did not, and it was a deliberate move because I said to myself, in order for me to pull myself back together, to be strong, to be disciplined. Okay, this is what I said. When I tell myself I'm going to do something, I challenge myself to do it. And it's a good thing. I did not want to. I mean, back in the day, when you break up and you just want to be out there and have fun, that's fine. But when you have a goal in mind, you cannot get all mixed up with sex.
In your case, I say it's different from the gentleman that you spoke about, just because you came up with something you wanted to do, and because you're an intelligent woman, you know what to do and what not to do that will put yourself in that situation that it wouldn't be able to be done. So yeah, you might not go here, you may not go there, you may not call this one, you may not call that. So you already started your process of what to do and not to do to keep your goal going.
He wanted to marry this woman,
right?
And he didn't even realize at the time that he could do it. He challenged himself, and he said he's never been so mentally strong ever in his life.
I'm telling you, this nigga lying, and this is what I'm saying. He lying.
I'm gonna find him.
I don't care who you find. This is why I'm saying he's lying. In your case,
we could get him on the show.
I'll fly his ass up here.
Yeah.
In your case,
why would he lie?
It's different. No, I'm saying in your case it's different because you wanted to make yourself better. Because I always tell you,
right.
If you in a situation and you break up, I always tell people take time to yourself.
Right.
It's not about get on top of somebody, get underneath someone. Right. Because after that nut or orgasm, you go right back to that miserable ass person.
Exactly.
But if you work on yourself, I think sex is more mental than physical.
Yes.
So especially if you want a relationship, you want something different. Yeah, that's something totally different.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, this guy's saying he wanted to be with this woman. All right, so which means he had to be around that woman. He had to court that woman. He had to pay, spend time with that woman. He had to hold that woman. You doing all that, he had to have the greatest blue balls in the world.
It doesn't matter. He did not have sex for an amount of time, and he said he was.
I guarantee you,
and listen,
one of his arms is bigger than the other.
Men, that's why they are not winning in a lot of circumstances, because they are too focused on getting some butt. That's it.
So in a relationship, how important is sex, would you say?
Oh, it's very important.
Is it the most important thing?
No.
What's more important than the sex?
The companionship, the union, the bond that you have with the person.
And I guarantee you right now you have a best friend that you have a companionship with, but you ain't fucking them.
I do.
Exactly. So it's not that important.
I said it's important.
But, no.
When you are, no. See, you're not gonna trick. It's hard to trick me.
No, I'm serious.
Listen, you said I have a friend who I'm not sleeping with, have never slept with.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you're saying that's more important, right?
In a sexual relationship, sex is important. When you're in a sexual, if you've gone there with the person,
right,
there's no turning back.
Okay.
So now you have to. I mean, it can't be the most important thing, but it's important. Because a lot of times women, we get mad and agitated when we're not getting.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, from this standpoint, I don't care what she looked like.
Right.
I don't care how phenomenal her body was, her face, her hair, whatever it is that he was so head over heels with.
It was her.
If it was whack as hell, if the box was whack, after all that. Or just like if a guy courted you,
right?
Oh man, he had a great job.
Yeah.
He treated you like the greatest queen that you deserved. He opened doors. He cooked, whatever. And when it came down to behind those closed doors, he couldn't satisfy you.
Yes.
But now you went through all that, no kind of physical contact, and then y'all got married, and now you stuck.
This is what I would rather do. You see somebody, y'all start talking. Whenever you decide that it's the right time for you to go there with them, get to know them sexually for a certain amount of time. But when it's starting to become serious to where you think it's going there, I think it would be cool to take a break and wait until you get married. Because you know it's going to be good, but now it's time for us to build the foundation that we need to build.
So how many times do you think you would have to sleep with someone before you know if it's actually worth it or not?
I would say, 4 is my favorite number, right?
4?
So
Okay.
I'll say the first time, some guys will you'll be seeing stars, but that's not the majority, okay? In real life, no. So the first time you might be like, okay, but you're not really, both of you, unless you have probably been drinking or something. You're trying to be reserved. You're not.
I'm not going to slurp or burp the first night.
It depends on what you're trying to do.
So you say 4.
I would say, I'll give it a bonus. I'll say, because when you asked me, 5 came in my mind, but I said 4 is my favorite number. So I would say 5 good times, and I could tell, if I really wanted to keep going or keep it.
I say 3, but I understand where you're coming
Yeah.
from. All right.
Because you saying 3 strikes you out.
No, it's not that. It's just more lines of, because like I said, the first time, again, what I tell people, I don't care who you've been with prior, that person you're with right now is different than the other person.
Yeah.
So you have to learn that person. One may like this particular body part touch, this one doesn't. So I think within 3 times, of conversating, we're talking about relationship, we're not talking about hooking up.
Right.
With the conversations and everything, you should know what the person likes and don't like.
So if she slurps and burps for the first time, right? And that is you see stars and whatever, right? Would you fall in love with her because of that?
I'll put it to you like this. I met my wife the first night I smashed. We got married.
Right.
Young lady.
Wait.
Yeah.
You got married the first night?
No, the first night I smashed.
Right.
And then we eventually wound up getting married.
How long after that?
It was quick, real quick.
Okay.
Then it was another. Nah, it was just like, I love the openness of it. It wasn't like, oh, I want to be reserved. No, nigga, this is who I am. I don't want to not be myself. And she was open and honest. This is what I've been through. This is what I've been through. And we clicked. Now, it was another young lady that made me wait a whole year. And she was a beautiful young lady. But I smashed and then I dumped her.
But it was because you had already plotted to leave.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. It wasn't.
You were mad because she made you wait. I've been.
It might have been. I don't know.
Yeah, you're in the back of your mind, okay.
I was smashing and I'm bouncing. Nah, I don't know. It might have been the case. It might have been the case.
No,
but
now you didn't answer the question. If the woman gives you astronomically good head and sex,
it wouldn't. All right, put like this.
is it like you?
I'm different. And the reason why I say that, the best sex I've ever had, I haven't had at 18. The best head I've ever received, I had it at 18. 2 different women. Same name, but 2 different women. So to me, the Star Spangled Banner is not the same once you've already had it. Even though it's another individual.
You don't even remember.
I remember.
The experience. You can't. It's so long ago that you might remember. When you see the person, you be like, oh, we had a good time.
The last time I spoke to that person.
But it's not like you still feel it.
All right, the last time I spoke, about 6-7 years ago, to the best head, I literally got rock mad hard as soon as I saw her. I remembered everything because I remembered she, to this day, is the only woman I couldn't get head standing up.
You couldn't.
Never. I always rocked my head somewhere by falling. I forgot I was standing up. So
the reason why I'm asking that is because obviously R. Kelly and a few others that we can.
Oh no, I'm putting that towards you said that guy with the whole thing. I'm gonna come back to the whole R. Kelly thing. I say this. I'm looking down at this individual, but I'm more upset with the family members, with the mother, with the father. Now, what a lot of people may or may not know, this man literally paid families for their kids.
So they created the monster.
I'm not saying they created a monster. It's just like I had a conversation with this guy at work today. And I explained to him, because he was mad because he got reprimanded about something. But he got out of it because the guy didn't expect him to come back at him. But I explained to him, because he's a horn dog. So I had to explain to him from a female perspective. If you have a wonderful looking female that goes to the club with not one dollar in her pocket, she approaches 10 guys, 7 of them gonna buy her a drink. She's gonna be the drunkest motherfucker in the club. The odds are in her favor. So if someone can continue to get away with something, they're gonna keep trying.
Yeah.
So for this case, I say if the parents wouldn't allowed it, it wouldn't have got that far with those specific individuals.
But there was so many.
Oh, no, there is so many, but I'm saying a majority of them, family took a check and walked away. I look at it similar to what, I'm not making fun of a culture or anything, but like, you know, in the indie family, like when they have a daughter, they celebrate.
Right.
Because she hitting that block.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like, the Thailand, all these young girls, they celebrate. Because they know these doctors is coming overseas to fuck these 12 and 13-year-olds. You know what I mean? So as much as we look at and horrify these individuals, and he gonna get it in prison, but it's just more lines like, why we not lining these parents up right next to him? Just like when we talked about prior before we went on air, we talked about Bill Cosby.
Right.
Why Bill Cosby wife not in the motherfucking cell right next to him? You can't tell me all those years married to the same person, you didn't know that this was going on.
Because the reason why that won't happen is because obviously she was mentally under his control.
So wouldn't you, why when...
Just like these girls.
No, I said, but why if Pookie owns the block and he got June looking out because June scared of him and he gets the same charge June did? Why he's not into the same mental thing?
Well,
mental intimidation is mental intimidation.
Right, but I mean, it depends on his lawyer. If he's got a public defender who's not going to tell him, listen, you were controlled by this person. So a lot of people are ignorant to the law. So I mean, there have been cases where people have gotten off for murder because somebody coerced them to do it, and they knew to use that as defense. Right.
Well, with the right lawyer, you're absolutely right. It can go, right for you, and in other cases, it can go terribly wrong if you don't have the right lawyer.
Right. I just want, to me, what is such there's so many men now.
You have, it's the control. It's the control. It's the control. It's. I don't want to say it's similar because it would be wrong. You have older women that love to date younger men because they can mold them into what they want them to be. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. Do it this way. Do it that way. And you catch them young, and you mold them. That's the way they are. With men, it's pretty much the same kind of situation. But what kind of pleasure you're going to get out of a child? Right. I would rather have someone experienced, or I wouldn't say like super experienced, but like willing to learn you or whatever. Like these are, like you keeping these chicks locked up. Like what kind of, what I mean? I just think it's just that dominant, all hell, R. Kelly, kind of a situation.
But he could have got that from older women, let's not even say older. A woman, like you're a woman at what, 21?
I would say this. It's very hard for some women to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So, exactly. So when you have them that way, it's just like you're being raised. Sad to say, I'm horrified saying this shit. It's like you're being raised by your father.
Right.
To where how you would raise your daughter with certain values, all right? You want to date a guy that's this. And that. And it's not, I always tell you, it's not what you say, it's what your kids see.
Right.
You can't tell me to date this when you ain't doing it. So if I see a two-family home where mom and dad still kissing at 60, 70, and I'm like, get a room, I'm going to know that true love, that true passion. If I'm growing up in that same household where niggas are sleeping in different bedrooms, but you still live on the same roof, these are the things you're going to get accustomed with seeing.
Right.
So I think for whatever happened in his childhood.
Have we ever found out if he was molested?
He had to have been. He had to have been. here's again, I'm happy that it's over for him, but my issues and my problem is everyone that allowed this shit to happen.
Yeah.
Every assistant he had that walked little Sabrina to his motherfucking room. You know what I mean? And there are so many women out here that don't look their age. And it's not about just black don't crack. They got white people that look really good. Russian, I don't care what nationality you are. There are a lot of women out here that don't look their age. There got some women, you put in them little ponytails, and you be like, yo, serious nigga, like, I need some motherfucking ID. Like, for real. But these some grown-ass women. So I think this is what he could have, but I think it's the control. I don't think it's the sex. I don't think it's the individuals themselves. I think it's the control. You look at me as that king, that lord type situation. You eat when I tell you to eat.
So wait, so that's all I have to do? I mean, aside from this. So that's all I have to do is just take orders and I'll find me a good...
No, because you wouldn't be able to shut the fuck up.
I can. That's why I come here on Friday. So
I seriously doubt it.
I'm very quiet when I get...
Your mouth is reckless. If I think I caught you once, it's something like your mouth is reckless. That's not happening. But I think it's the control.
Like
but you have, you know what I mean, porn. You know what I mean? That's of a minor. And then you back to sex trafficking, man. That's the shit right there. Like you will like I think right now I haven't heard anything, and I don't know if you had but I know a lot of companies are going to start taking his music off of their platforms.
Well, they started.
A lot of other. I don't know when the next time you would actually be able to hear this motherfucking music. Maybe a club. And I don't know what DJ would play it. I mean, what, Step? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, would you be brave enough right now to play this man's song getting hit with child pornography and trafficking?
You mentioned that because 2 weeks ago we went to, I'm not going to, I don't want to mess up nobody.
Well, don't say the location, but...
We were in there, it was that.
Right.
And I think at first we were all like...
And it hit you.
And then I'm like, wait.
Yeah. So and that's like, I don't think there's certain things that, to me in life you don't want to be associated with. And I think, you know what I mean, like when people speak your name, like I remember before, it was like, wow, beautiful voice. So talented. Michael Jackson wrote these songs for Michael Jackson. Wrote these songs for this person and that person and this person, that person. Oh man, just a genius. And all of a sudden now you hear R. Kelly, you thinking of a child rapist.
But they said he can't read or write, right?
Oh, of course not.
So how is he such, how...
Well, you have so many talented people out there that can't read or write. Look at Fantasia. As incredible as a singer as she was, she couldn't read or write. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like a lot of people, like I remember the movie Drumline with Nick Cannon. That shit is real. You got people that just know music by ear, practice on the piano, because they didn't have maybe the means that a lot of other people have to learn the keys and learn how to read. A lot of them play by ear. All right, let me hear it. All right, I got it. And then they'll just go rock it out. But I say this, from a person who was sexually assaulted as a child, I'm not giving this man any kind of excuse for what transpired these, 30, 40 years?
He looks like a demon to me, like in this picture. He really looks great.
I think that's the look of a man who just realized he walked to the refrigerator for the last motherfucking time. Yeah. And this is a man who is going to be targeted in prison. Yeah. Targeted. I don't even think segregation is going to help him. I think he would have to be in a hole. I mean, I'm not sad for him, because at the end of the day, look what you did. You know what I mean? 13 counts. You know what I mean? Then you had to, one of the families went on and they're looking for their daughter. She wasn't at the house at the time when the police went. So they're not sure where she's at, if she's okay, what's going on with her. And she was of age, so it's not like they could just say like she's 12, go get my daughter.
Yeah, but she was of age. Was she of age when she first got there? I mean, somebody.
Then that would fall on the parents. Then that would fall on the parents. From that standpoint, I'm happy. I mean, we're not gonna hit the last of this. I'm happy this part of it is finally over. That he's found guilty. There's no more for so long. So long. Damn, how long has he been out? Since what, 90, 80, 88, 87? 30 years this man's been around? Aaliyah was 16?
Avant is his brother?
I'm not sure about that one.
Somebody told me. I always thought they looked alike, and I heard that Avant was his brother.
I'm not sure. I mean, his career went downhill after he came out.
Well, he's... What?
Didn't he come?
All right, we're going in that direction. He has cancer, so we're not going to talk.
Oh, it is? That's messed up, man. I love his music.
Yeah.
I think he's very talented. But, you know, cancer, that sucks, man. Prayers and everything go out for you. But again, I'm happy this part of it is over. This man is going to get it in prison. I'm telling you right now, he's going to get it. There are people waiting for him. Real.
Every dog has his day,
Right.
no matter how long it takes.
Definitely. But, you know, since we're talking about, you know, trafficking and prostitution, before people go, oh, they only doing this because he black, and if he was white,
Billionaire.
you know, if he had a billionaire.
So like you said, okay, control. If you're a billionaire, you can control any woman you want just about. I mean, you can still have the control.
Yes and no.
For days. There's groupies for days.
True, but there aren't any groupies that would allow you to do the things that a lot of these other women would do from like other countries. Like we said, like doctors, y'all know who y'all are. These motherfuckers go to Thailand. You know, and that's because, you know, there is no kind of age statutory situation in that country. So they go there to sleep with these 13, 14, 15-year-olds. And, you know, they video record it. You'll never see a face, all this other stuff. And, you know, they fly back and it's cool. You know, because it didn't happen in, you know, on American soil. Every country has their own what's the name. But then again, like, there isn't that control there. I'm going there. I'm meeting the handler. I'm paying the handler. He's bringing the said young lady. I do what I do. Say, like, I bring her back. Where this shit is like, bitch, I bought you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And isn't it funny how he's tied to Trump? Well,
Yeah, get that right.
the job, the labor secretary.
Right.
The prosecutor who gave him a plea deal in like 2008, something like that. You know, and now you're the labor secretary and you have to resign because of something that happened over 10 years ago. I mean, people need to understand what you do, what goes around comes around.
Well, it's kind of like, I'm not saying it's similar, but like, unfortunately, like with the, you know, the Central Park gentleman, like, look how many years had to pass,
right,
and things that keep coming back up before someone finally said, it's a little too much blowback, we're going to have to let you go. So, like, I'm still mad at the college for having these people and teaching law at the same time, allowing themselves to, you know, do what they did, but I'm looking at this situation, and this, I think the only reason this man got caught is because he was that arrogant. I got away with it once. Mm-hmm. I'd do it again. This jackass actually wired $350,000 to two separate individuals. One was $100,000. The other one was $250,000 to possible witnesses against him.
right.
Now, Evie and Pookie and Ray Ray know not the Western Union to bribe fucking money.
Right.
But it just goes to show how I'm a billionaire. I'm not worth 600, 700 million.
Right.
I'm worth $1 billion fucking dollars. I just beat this other court case by hooking this prosecutor up on the back end. What is just like 50 Cent. Like, he was bad, but after he got shot, he was worse. Now I know I'm the shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just got shot 9 times, nigga. I'm still walking. That nigga got shot once, he dead. So I got hit with a charge. I walked away with it. Mm-hmm. Now I can continue to do what I do. But I'm so cocky that I'm going to send this money via transfer from my motherfucking account. Not an offshore account. Something that came in fucking Islands somewhere.
The wrong people have money. That's
well, I mean, from a business standpoint.
That's the way I know what to do with it.
From a certain business standpoint. I was just, like I said, just, you want that control. You know what I mean? Like, you won't, even like you have like, we have like what we call sugar daddies or kept women, like Diddy and Cassidy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it could only go but so far, though. It can only go but so far.
I'm happy for her. She's pregnant. She's having a baby.
I mean, good for her. Yeah. I mean, I really need to know if she got a job, what kind of money she bringing in, or she's still repeating the same fucking situation.
Well, I think her man is like a...
I don't give a fuck what he is. Again, what is she?
Definitely, I mean...
What is she?
She's about to be a great mama now.
Yeah, she gotta bring something to this motherfucking house. That's the only way to prevent shit like this from happening.
To not tell that he was abusive, because he was abusive to her.
Well, I mean, I say this. You do have certain people with money that know NDAs.
Right.
They are wise with the NDAs. Unfortunately, you have a lot of people with minorities that aren't wise with the NDRs, which why these chicks sleep with them and next thing you know they write and tell all books.
Right.
And you don't see that shit happening to the upper echelon because them chicks ain't trying to get broker than they already are. So it's just like, I'm just had to take one for the fucking team. So, again, like I said, for those individuals who be like, well, it only happens to black people. It's only happened to R. Kelly because he's black. You have some, R. Kelly at one time was worth about 500 mil. Now I think he's worth like 5 nickels and maybe a couple of pennies, especially after they finish with his estate, his publishing and all the other shit, which ain't gonna be worth shit because ain't nobody gonna play the music. You have this guy who's worth that much money and he thought he was above the law also.
We do need to look into the mental health aspect of it because there's too many people that are doing this. Like, it's, you know.
I wouldn't just say the mental capacity for these individuals. I want to think of the also mental capacity of the young ladies that are of age and still making these decisions. I'm not talking about the young ladies, the children. That's about children. We're talking about, you know, women who are of age. But there are a lot of things, like we said, what would you do for $1 million? You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. Like,
but that also will come back later on you because, you know, there's even the girls, the Instagram models, the girls that are, they're having their time, you know, this is their time, and they get money, and they get in the bag, whatever. After a while, though, it starts to wear on you, because you're doing anything. Like, it's not like you can, eventually, there's gonna be breakdowns and there's gonna be...
I mean, after, you know, they get a little up there in age and they realize that you ain't getting the bag like you used to get the bag. And now you gotta latch on to the quickest Joe Smo you can to try to establish. There are very few women. I would say Karen Stefford, she's one of them. She saved a lot of money. She did a lot of investing. So she's still worth a couple of dollars. You don't see her slumming it like a lot of these young ladies are forced to.
we haven't really heard from her lately.
I'm gonna say she got her a couple mil in investments, and she owns her shit, and she still does her little speaking engagements and stuff. So she's still making some dollars. But you know, you have, like you said, these Instagram models who aren't saving money. They aren't investing. They aren't creating their own brand. It's just about, all right, let me clap this ass real quick.
Right.
And then, they get ran through by the entire industry, because that's what happens. Niggas sleep
And
with
then
the
there's
same
a
chicks
new one that takes their
every day. Because I would say every 19-year-old turns 20, every 20-year-old turns 21.
Right.
So for as exciting, as pretty as you think you are, there's someone coming up behind you that is more exciting.
You have to have something else going for yourself.
Other than that.
Than your body and your face.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So, this man will be sharing a cell, maybe right next to R. Kelly, you never know. But again, I think his sheer arrogance is what got him. I think other than that, it wouldn't have happened. We also talk about Harvey and his sexual assault situations, which is, to me, I always say, yes, it is a little different because of the, what's the word I'm looking for? The trafficking. It just was like, all right, I'm going to do you this favor, and in return, you're going to do this favor for me. That case has been going on for I don't know how long.
I mean, okay, so is it consensual if...
That was, to me, in his case, I think it really was consensual to a certain extent. It was a favor for a favor. But you do have, ladies who felt they were pushed into the situation. They had no other choice. But, you don't really hear too much of, like, women, Angelique Jolie, who's worth a couple $100 million now, who benefit from that favor for a favor type situation. So.
Well, we have our young ladies who are having babies by rappers. That's always a good way to go.
I want to start with this one first. Let's start with this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Except, if he unfortunately dies and then his mother takes over the estate.
This is a question I really want to ask because it bothered me, and I'm happy I have a mother here. Is it protective instinct? Is it greed? Is it hatred for the baby mother? What is it? So for those you don't know, sorry, let me say real quick.
Yeah.
This is XXX Tentacion, very talented young man who passed away last year. On the left, our left is his mother. The right is the baby mother. At the beginning, when he passed away, this young lady was pregnant with his alleged child, where ex-mother was happy. She wanted to support as best as she can. And now it's kind of a 180 because she's talking totally different than she was before. Because now that the baby's here, it's, oh no, I don't want, she actually went to the courts to block this young lady from getting her son's DNA to prove that that is her grandson. Now, XXX estate is worth $5 million. Now, if this is his son, does the estate go to his son? Yes, it does.
Yes.
The estate goes to his son. So that means the mother, she goes back to working at Walmart. So now, do you think it's more of the finances? What's preventing this young lady from wanting to find out if that's actually her grandson or not?
Well, we know that him and his mother weren't always on good terms.
Exactly.
I don't think she really raised him. He was here and she was still in Jamaica, I think, for a certain amount of time. But I don't know the details on why they didn't get along, but I know that they had a very strained relationship.
Agreed.
So when he passed, initially, like you said, she's thinking, oh, my grandson is coming, now I have a piece of my son.
Exactly.
But when she realizes that this is the heir to the throne, and she's not in charge of the estate because being that he's a minor, his mother, which is the baby mother, will be more in control of the money that goes to the son.
She will be in control of it.
So now she'll have to rely on this young lady. I mean, well, the next of kin, his mother is still the next of kin.
No.
But she won't be in control.
She wouldn't be the next of kin. Your sibling, your seed would actually be your next of kin.
But what I'm saying is, it doesn't all go to your offspring.
Yeah.
So won't
Unless he left a written will, which we know he didn't.
Well, then there you have
Everything
it.
would go to the son.
It's pretty obvious. She does not. The choices she has to make is: do I have this piece of my son, or a piece of his money, and not just a piece.
So you're saying from this standpoint, it's financially driven.
I think it's definitely financially driven. I'm not taking away her pain of losing her child, whether they got along or not.
Still a son.
Or her child who passed away. But at the end of the day, I think it's more like
I agree with you.
unfortunate.
I agree with you.
You know, I mean, this is what bothers me. How do we go from having nothing to fighting over $5 million? Why can't we just get along? And why does everybody have to have all of the money?
Well, that's what we talked about before. Like, people kill me was like, well, how could you buy that $700,000 what's name? Because you ain't never had that much money to buy it before.
Right.
Once you start living the good life, you don't want to go back to what you was before. And we always talk about the whole situation with Kanye West going on. The president don't like black people, but he's sitting up with Trump now. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to go back to that thousandaire or hundredaire he was. He's a multimillionaire. He wants to fucking stay there. So it does come to a point to where it's financially driven. This sickens me.
Yeah.
I think as a mother, if you can hold a piece of your son, I've seen kids bring families together. I'm not going to put no name or say anything silly, but I know of someone who started dating a black guy. She's white. She started dating a black guy. The family disowned her. Disowned her. She got pregnant. Had a son. Named her son after her brother who passed away. Now the family's like, whoa, our grandson is out there named from our son that passed away. Long story short, now they're happy, all of them together. But it took the child to bring, right. But now in this situation, you have a child that's pushing it away because you're thinking from the financial situation, because she probably already started spending some of that money. So now if it goes up, now this young lady, the baby mother, just similar, I forgot her name, sorry, can put a stop, a hold on the entire estate to where the ex's mother won't be able to spend not one penny. Until
So they've approved her getting the DNA test.
Right. The judge approved it, even though the mother went to stop it and fought it. The judge said, nah, we ain't having that. Let's go ahead and get a piece of that.
What judge would allow you to do that? What judge would not allow a child to know who their father is?
Hey, you talked about lawyers and shit before, and judges. You'd be amazed at how many people get away with shit.
Yeah, but I see no legal possibility for you not to let someone find out who the father of their child is.
I agree with you on that one.
There's no, what would be the reason?
Now.
Either he is or he's not.
But yeah, I was just about to go there. Now, as much as this young lady's been on live and posting this and that and about how upset and hurt and angry she is about all this stuff that's going on, and if it's not his.
Right.
Like they had an up and down relationship too, her and ex. They lived together, they were on, they were off, and they ain't like she ain't never had sex with other people.
Maybe not in that time.
Well, not in that time frame, but I'm saying I hope it is. Because it would be great to have a young man who went from being one of the craziest guys in the world to being one of the greatest loved, because he really started to really come into his age of being an adult. He left that childish ways and things behind him. And then, unfortunately, he met his death. But as far as the mother, I say fucking shame on you. And what I also want her to know is, if it's proven that this is your grandson, I want you to remember that that young lady would never let her son forget that you denied her. And it's a boy. Would never let that boy forget that you denied him. And then on top of this, if that is his son and she gets full estate, instead of you trying to bring her in the fold and trying to create something, she's going to exclude you from that $5 million now.
I mean, all right, so I'm trying to think if I would do that. If she denied me, didn't want me to find out who the father was, and then I found out that he was the father.
Right.
I would make her suffer a little bit, but eventually I would let her have a relationship with him.
Well, you would let her have a relationship, or would she want to?
She has the right to know his grandmother.
Right, but wouldn't she be bitter?
Would the mother be bitter?
Right. Would it be a case to where she could be bitter because you, like, I took this money away from you,
right,
and the money got taken away from you because of this child, and I'm not gonna let this child forget it.
Right.
Now, yeah, eventually he may want to
come to my house. I'm not gonna send him over there because.
All right, but would you let him see her?
He tripped down the stairs.
Yeah, but I said, would you let her see him though?
I would let her see him.
You would?
After a while, I would let her.
Yeah, she said.
After he's like, maybe 5.
Just before his 31st birthday.
He's talking. He wants to know who his grandmother.
What do you say? His high school graduation?
His father.
High school graduation. Look, there's your grandmother.
I'm just a kind-hearted person.
Yeah, I don't believe that shit. All right, we got one more story, and we wanted to keep it along the same lines to the sickening.
Just as despicable.
Sickening
like,
this.
Horrible that they would do that to this little girl.
Again, we have a rapper, black rapper, who passed away, and we're having problems with the child. Now, we don't have any doubts about paternity. This is his daughter. That's her, his baby mother. And what's going on now is the mother of Nipsey Hussle is trying to get sole custody of the daughter because the baby mother went to the courts and wanted full custody, and she wanted financial help and stability.
Right.
Now, Nipsey Hussle estate is worth $8 million. And we all know his publishing shot out the fucking roof because all you heard is, all his music, and I forgot that my favorite one, gosh, Step In or something. I apologize, homie. You had so many hits. I forgot. I'm gonna get the name of that song before we get out of here. But you have a situation here where you have a mother, and then you have the mother of the son, the mother of the daughter, of the child, and now them two are at odds. Now, when Nipsey was alive, the daughter did live with him because them two weren't together anymore. But she's always had joint custody. But she allowed Nipsey to keep the daughter. Do you think
she went wrong?
You think that's what she went wrong?
She went wrong because if he was financially set and you have joint custody, you were getting, because she said herself, he was taking good care of us. So obviously you were getting child support. So you couldn't take.
Last time that I checked, sorry, that was the song. Last time that I checked. Yeah,
I read the article. She said he was taking good care of them.
Well, see, that's the whole thing.
Why would you allow your daughter to live with her father?
Because he was taking good care of them. You already said he was taking good care of them. Them.
Yes.
She was included.
Yes.
Now that he's gone.
It was if my bills are paid and my rent, you put me at. She said he put her in a place. He's paying the rent. He's making sure we don't want for anything, right?
But the daughter stays with him.
Why are you letting your daughter live with him? That's where she went wrong.
Well,
because she can't justify just because. What's the reason you didn't have your daughter? If he was providing for you, why didn't you have your daughter living with you and doing joint custody?
First of all, I don't think she.
That looks like an unfit mother.
Well, I would say I don't think she brave enough to tell Nipsey no, because that nigga was a thug for real. But you look at it from this situation. You're looking at it from a parent situation. where
Nobody's taking my kid. I don't
well,
take
it's not
my
it's
kid.
not
Even
taken
every weekend,
because
I'm not giving my
it's
kids
not
up.
it's not.
I don't even like. Well, I might have some friends who do this, and I'm sorry. You never know I felt like this about you, but I don't even agree with women that let their kids go somewhere every weekend. You work during the week. The weekend is the time you're supposed to spend with your child and do stuff. Every weekend you sending your child somewhere?
Well, here's the
No,
reason.
every other weekend.
Well, here's the thing about that. You have the child 5 days a week.
Right.
So if you could give 2 days a week towards the other parent, why wouldn't you?
Because I would rather you come Sunday to Wednesday, they stay with you, and then into the next weekend.
I got a problem with
they
that.
Stay with me,
Yeah, I got no
and then
problem with that.
Into the next weekend, they stay with you.
Yeah, that revert. I got no issue with that. I say from her situation again, he put her up someplace.
Right.
He made sure she was well taken care of, and she didn't have any wants. So she agreed to it, but at the end of the day, he's gone.
Right. And now they're taking over.
And now
control.
the mother
Right.
fucked up again. Instead of continuing what happened, I guarantee the mother was like, well, I'm not giving her shit.
Yeah, we're gonna keep in mind.
We're gonna keep her money.
And forget her.
And
but
then
you know what? That's only gonna hurt this little girl.
I don't think. Yes, agree.
Because she needs to be around.
And she's
her
10,
mother.
so it's not like she's
No.
ex's child where it's not even
No.
2 or whatever.
If her mother is unfit and something happens when she's with her mother, that's different. But to deprive her of a relationship with her own mother.
Well, again, it's trying to control the estate.
Yes.
Now, you don't see she ain't running up on Lauren London like this.
Well, Lauren London is, accepted into the family. So.
Well, it's just more lines of, I guess, Laura gets along with the family better.
Right.
And the mother's trying to be included, like we said what ex-mom should have did.
Right.
Trying to be kind of included into this, keep the family kind of togetherness.
Right.
Where as far as now, it's like, all right, we got this, we got that. And, Nipsey had a couple of kids, so his estate is going to be split up anyway.
If you're not with him at the time, girl, you're not.
Well, her as the mother, yes, but as far as the child.
Right.
And I'm not sure, is Imani the oldest?
Yes. Between Lauren?
No, of all his kids.
I thought he only had 2.
They had 3. Let me double check on this.
I think it's Imani and I think his name is Cannon. Their son's in Cross. His name is Cross. So I think that's horrible.
Yeah, it's 2 kids, sorry.
I think that's horrible. It really is. Because she lost her father and basically she's losing her mother too.
The courts are going to, I don't see unless they can prove that this young lady's a crackhead.
Right.
But and it's not like they can say, well, she can't financially take care of Imani because she could once this settlement shit come in, this money gets split up, the royalties, and he still owned parts of businesses, so that money still goes to the family unless Cowboy or his other business partners buy out the family.
Okay. They should ask the girl too. Like they're probably brainwashing her. Like they have her under their wing, so they're probably talking bad about her mother or just doing things to kind of.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, cause that bridge,
Right.
that interference.
That's gonna affect her later on.
It will, but it just goes to show you with these 2 stories here.
Right.
The only thing in my mind is being really thought about is the financial side of it. And it's just like, one of the worst things I always hated, because it happened to me as parents. I always say a parent's number 1 job is to not be a burden on their kids. Mm-hmm. But you have so many parents who rush their kids to get a job just to put their hand out.
Right. Well, you have so many mothers of these men that treat their their sons like they're their man, and make it hard for the women to have children by them.
Oh, it's not just that. It's just like saying.
No, because it's like the mother. Okay, his mother obviously worshipped the ground he walked on. Like, you know, she
Great
loved her
relationship.
son very,
Great relationship.
very, very much. To where probably he could do no wrong. So anybody that she felt was a threat to him or not have his best interests, she's gonna have a problem with them. So obviously she's trying to ostracize the baby mother because, you know, she's like that outsider that is not letting them live their nice fantasy. And you know what I'm saying? She's that one that knows who they really are.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. She was there in the hood with all the alleged drug selling and stuff like that, and you know Laura came in after everything was already established.
Right.
So I understand what you're saying.
Sweetheart.
Yeah. I say this:
Mother from hell.
be grandmothers.
Yeah, be grandmothers.
For these, you know, two stories here, I want to say I want you ladies to be mothers. I mean grandmothers. I want you ladies to, you know, not prevent these wonderful things, children from basking in all the greatest and the glories that they can be because of the financial stability that was left by their fathers.
But you know what can happen? Imani is old enough to actually end up resenting her grandmother at the end of the day.
Like you said, with the whole maybe brainwashing type situation, because if she did live in that house with Nipsey, so then she looked up to Laura.
Right.
Laura did her hair. You know what I mean? So all these things.
Yeah,
and that probably was part of the whole.
That when she realizes later on that she doesn't have a relationship with her mother because of her grandmother, she may not want to have anything to do with her grandmother.
I ain't doubting you that one. Not doubting you on that one. So I want to say, you know, these two families here, I wish you all the best. Unfortunately, Biggie said it best: the more money, the more problems. Money does not save you from. Actually, money brings more bullshit your way than it, you know, eases.
And the best things in life are free.
That's not true.
Buy happiness.
That's not true.
Love is free.
No, the fuck it ain't. Because my son's sitting there and I tell him all the time, you got to pay for pussy.
Well, for us, it's free.
No, it's not. Because y'all get it worse when y'all chase the dick. So, at the end of the day, I want to thank everyone for tuning in.
Yes. Are we back next week?
What is the? Yeah, well, I think it's not the last. It's not the last. So we will be back next week. Look out for the flyer. August 17th, we will be in Nutley, New Jersey, live. Want y'all to come out.
And be in the audience.
Be in the audience. We're gonna have some great topics. We're gonna give everything to you ahead of time. We're gonna have some fun. Yeah, we're gonna, you know, have the mic, pass the mic around in the audience, let y'all speak, comment, see how y'all feel on every aspect of every show. Thank you for tuning in today, tonight. Thank you again. Extra Toppings. Any last words, young lady?
I'm shutting the fuck up. I'm quiet. I'm trying to sit. Anybody, any prospective husbands out there, I'm quiet. Not saying nothing. I'm not talking. I'm quiet.
She didn't stop yet, so that let y'all know. All right, y'all. See y'all next week.